Good morning, students. Welcome to the computer class of 8th standard. Today we will discuss same chapter that we have started in a previous video, that is lesson number 8, networks. Students, in previous video we have discussed about computer network and its components, advantages of networking, networking media, types of networks, networking devices, and networking terminology. Today we will discuss page number 112 till 114 and the topic is protocols. So, what are protocols? Students, when we drive any car or any bike, we follow some rules and regulations that how to drive that car, how to start that car, how to stop that car, where is the steering and how to move that steering. So these are the some rules of doing any type of work. In the same way, if we are using computer and we are sending data from one place to another, or we are using any type of network, there are some rules and regulations that determine how data should be transferred over networks. A protocol is an established set of rules that determines how data is transmitted between different devices in the same network. These are also known as set of rules. Likewise, there are many other protocols, each one governing the way a certain technology works. Hence, the basic need of protocols is to standardize the processes and ways of communicating over a computer network. First is TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, which is a communication protocol used to connect various computers on internet and provides end-to-end data communication and specify how data should be broken into pieces called packets, transmitted and routed from one network to another network until they reach their destination. Here you can see in this picture how the data is separated into different packets through the routers, and at the end it is received by the recipient in one form. TCP/IP is a combination of two separate protocols, that are TCP and IP. TCP, it is a transfer control protocol which is used for a reliable and foolproof data transmission over the network. It is responsible for dividing the data into packets at the sender side and for assembling these packets at their correct destination. And why it divide the data into packets? So that data can be sent properly at a correct position. Next is IP, Internet Protocol. It provides a sequence number to each of these packets that are divided by the TCP. IP provides sequence number to them, so that they might reach their destination in a correct order. It also handles the addressing of each packet so that it is delivered to the correct destination. Next protocol is HTTP, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocols. HTTP determines how different forms of information get transferred to your screen over internet, like text, images, sound, videos, and any other multimedia files that are transferred from your screen to the other through the internet. This protocol also defines what actions web servers and browsers should take in response to various commands. For example, when a user enters the URL for any web page, URL means web address of any website. In the address bar of the browser, it sends an HTTP command to the server requesting it to open the specified web page. You all have seen while entering a web address in the address bar, means that address is started with HTTP word. Why it starts with HTTP word? So that it sends a proper command to the server for opening a particular website or web page. Next is FTP. FTP is a file transfer protocol which is used to exchange files between two or more computers on internet. It is one of the simplest and easiest way to exchange files between two or more computers. Using FTP client and FTP server software. FTP uses Internet's TCP/IP protocol to download software or any other program to a computer from other sources. The sources can be a web server or a remote host over the Internet. You can use FTP either using a GUI, means graphical user interface between FTP software, or via MS-DOS prompt. Nowadays, Internet browsers have an inbuilt feature to make FTP requests to other servers. To access any file or content using FTP, a user needs to log in on the FTP server and provide his or her credentials. The FTP software allows the user to drag and drop the files between the remote and local host. Some of the files are always available free for public use. Next is SMTP. It is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is the most common protocol used for sending emails between two or more servers. It is generally used to send messages from a mail client to a mail server. The messages are then retrieved by the email client. And last is IMAP and POP. IMAP is an Internet Message Access Protocol and POP is Post Office Protocol. These are the most popular Internet standard protocols for retrieving emails. In today's world, almost every single email client supports both these protocols due to their wide accessibility. The utility of IMAP or POP protocols varies with respect to their uses in different environments. POP is a single protocol that only allows downloading messages from your inbox to your local computer. But IMAP is much more advanced and allows you to see all the folders on your email server. In IMAP, messages and mailboxes are stored centrally so that you can view them from any computer set up with your IMAP account details. But in POP, messages and mailboxes are stored locally on one computer. Once a message is downloaded to your computer, it cannot be viewed from another location. And if the work is downloaded once, it will be deleted from the server. So students, today we have discussed some protocols of networking from page number 112 till 114. Read and learn these pages for the better understanding of the topics. Thank you.